All right, so I got a question for you guys. I've been going back and forth on DMs with a Bert Show listener about a philosophy she has about testing guys at about the 90-day mark that I think is flawed. Cassie, I want you to grab a mic because I think you feel the same way I do about protecting your cell phone, right? Her test for any guy at the 3-month mark is this. She just says to him, hey, can I see your phone? And if he freaks out about it, and won't show her what's on the phone after 90 days, 3 months, she assumes there's some shady stuff going on if she's in a committed relationship and is ready to cut bait.
I hate that.
So do I. But is it a good test or not? I think it's flawed, and I'll tell you why. And Cassie and I are sort of on the same page about our phones. Like, Tiffany could go through my phone, right? There is nothing 100% on my phone that I feel that she could look at, that she'd go like, what the hell is that? However, Tiffany and I have very different filters on things. So what I might see is totally innocent. She might not. And that's why I'm kind of protective of it.
Mine is just that my phone is like an extension of my brain. Like I have private thoughts in there, private conversations. And if Chad asked me for my phone, my husband, I would literally have no problem giving it to him. He's used it to find directions, look up stuff on the internet. I've used his. Like we hand them over, no problem. But doing it as a test just feels gross somehow. Like I don't want to explain my private conversation with my friend Sarah to you and have you ask all these questions about our inside jokes. So it just feels wrong. You know what I mean? To be like questioned on every single thing. And I feel super vulnerable when someone has my phone and very exposed. It's not that I have anything to hide. It just feels like, again, like a private extension of my mind.
Yeah, that's how I feel about it also. That's exactly how I feel about it also. And I also feel like because you're in a relationship, it doesn't mean that you can't have something for yourself.
And I agree with that sentiment, but I would like to know more as far as like when she asked for the phone, like is she telling him that this is the test, or is she acting like she just needs to look up something on the internet, or like she needs to borrow the phone for her own reasons, or is she like going through the text messages, going through emails, whatever?
I think in our brief exchanges, it has been something like, hey, you know what? Can I check your phone? And then she'll check out pictures or check out his DMs or whatever. At least she makes it seem that way.
Okay.
And sees if he's going to freak out or not.
Huh. I'm not mad at it.
No?
No, I'm really not. Because my husband and I, as far as this, because I don't have the same attachment to my phone, like how Cassie treats it like her own like journal or diary in some sense. I have like notebooks and stuff for that. So if I were to hand over my phone, which I do often. My husband has access to my emails. He checks text messages because if he doesn't, that's the only way he finds out stuff because I forget to tell him.
That's a different relationship. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a very different relationship. So, after 3 months, if you're in a serious relationship, I mean, I'm not a huge fan of test, but for some reason, I'm not mad at it.
Yes.
I would modify this. And I think there's a way, like talking about seeing what Kristen's getting at too, like it's not everybody's personal journal. I think it's the intent of acting like you're going through the photos and DMs. I think you just ask for the passcode to the phone. Just say, what's your passcode? And you look something up on the internet. And I think if they have something to hide, that will strike fear into their heart. But then you know it. And then if you really want to be shady and sketchy and check it out, a month later, you can test that passcode and see if it still works. And if it's changed, they're hiding something. And if it hasn't, they're good. And that way you don't actually have to pry and go through anything, because if they're hiding something, they're not going to let you have access to it at all.
This might be a good TikTok challenge. Like the next TikTok challenge is like, record yourself telling your boyfriend you want the passcode to his phone and record his reaction to it.
That's a good one.
Those are not going to be as wholesome of TikToks as what I'm used to watching.
I think I like that better because it feels less intrusive, but it's still saying like, let me see what his reaction is. Is he totally and completely freaked out by what's on his phone?
And then how quickly does he change his passcode after he tells it to you?
Yeah, there's that. So you would be like, hey, I need to look up something on the internet. That's funny, though, if you're recording them with your phone and you ask to see their phone.
Mine's broken.
So if that were to happen to you, Mose, you're seeing somebody for 90 days. She's like, hey, you know what? Can I have the passcode to your phone?
No.
Why?
I'm not doing. I actually dated somebody and the relationship ended for that because I'm just not doing that. Like there was nothing on my phone. I didn't have anything to hide, and she saw that as you have to be hiding something because why not? But for me, I just felt like it set a standard for the relationship that I wasn't willing to live up to. Like I'm not going to continue to do this to where you're always asking me for things. So if you don't trust me, then no.
I was going to ask, is that a red flag for you? Because that screams this person has trust issues.
That's exactly what it screams to me.
Oh, it could go the other way also.
100%.
Yeah, I almost would say, like, I'm a grown-ass man. I mean, this is like freshman in high school stuff.
Exactly.
No,
Not doing it.
I'm past that.
The Bert Show.